Alright, strap in, it's time to get your snacks, folks. Today we're diving deep into the secret history of World War II, talking about a man whose quiet brilliance literally changed the course of the war, though you've probably never heard his name. We're talking about John Heravel, the Irish mathematician whose stroke of genius played an undeniably pivotal role in cracking Germany's infamous Enigma cipher. This isn't just about smart guys in a room, it's about a man with a wild idea who, by putting himself in the mind of a tired German, saved countless lives. So, our story kicks off in 1939. At this point, Germany thinks their Enigma machine is straight up unbreakable. I mean, this thing was a beast, capable of an astounding 103 sextillion encryption settings, changing daily. Imagine trying to guess a password that changes every 24 hours and has that many possibilities. It's like trying to win the lottery, but the lottery numbers are longer than your arm and change every morning, and if you don't crack it, well, you lose a world war. Now, the British codebreakers at Bletchley Park had a leg up thanks to some crucial intelligence from the Poles about Enigma's internal wiring and some older methods of attack. But the Germans, being Germans, kept tightening their security. By early 1940, HUT 6, the section specifically designed to break German Army and Air Force Enigma codes, was having only limited success. Their existing methods were just proving insufficient, and the whole process was painfully slow, requiring immense mental effort and patience. Enter John William Jameson Heravel. This guy, born in Belfast, Ireland, with a solid academic foundation and a Kitchener Scholarship for mathematics at Cambridge, was recruited by his old tutor, Gordon Welchman. Welchman, who was busy organizing HUT 6, brought Heravel to Bletchley Park on January 29, 1940, when he was just 21 years old. And get this, Alan Turing himself briefed Heravel on the Enigma challenge, specifically the red Enigma cipher used by the Luftwaffe. It was in this critical period, with the pressure mounting, that Heravel had his profound insight, often called the Heravel Tip or Heravelismus. See, everyone else was looking for weaknesses in the machine itself, trying to brute force or mathematically outsmart the encryption. But Heravel, one evening in February 1940, chilling by a fire, decided to think like the enemy. He reasoned that a tired, stressed, or just plain lazy German Enigma operator might not fully randomize the machine's rotor positions, especially at the start of a shift or for their first message. Instead, they might just use the rotor positions already showing on the machine, which could be the same as or very close to the daily ring settings. His idea was brilliant. If multiple lazy clerks did this, their chosen starting positions for their first messages would cluster around the true daily settings. To test this theory, his colleagues quickly developed the Heravel square, a grid where they plotted the third letter of a message's indicator against the first two. A cluster on this grid would drastically narrow down the possibilities for the daily ring settings from 17,576 to a manageable handful, like 6 to 30. Talk about a shortcut. That's cooking with fire. Initially, Heravel's colleagues were probably looking at him like he had two heads, because the predicted clustering didn't appear. Then, on May 1, 1940, the Germans changed their indicating procedure, rendering all the previous Polish inherited methods completely useless. Bletchley Park was suddenly blind. They couldn't decrypt Enigma traffic. The war was raging, and they were flying blind. Fortunately, just days later, the pattern Heravel predicted finally began to manifest. On May 22, David Rees, another mathematician in HUT 6, spotted a crucial cluster in the indicators. This led to the first successful decryption of a Luftwaffe message since the German procedural change, right in the middle of the Battle of France. It said it was met with roars of excitement. I'm willing to bet those guys popped off like it was New Year's Eve. The Heravel Tip, combined with other operator errors, or sillies, became the main technique for breaking Luftwaffe traffic. It was absolutely vital for cracking Enigma, especially from May to August 1940, before more advanced mechanical tools like the bombs were fully operational. Gordon Welchman, Heravel's tutor, later stated that without the Heravel Tip, Bletchley Park would have been defeated in May 1940. This breakthrough allowed the Royal Air Force to get advanced notice of German flight paths and targets during the Battle of Britain, giving them a crucial advantage. It's hard to overstate how much of a game-changer this was. Heravel's contribution was so significant that he was singled out and introduced to Winston Churchill during the Prime Minister's visit to Bletchley Park. He even played a role in training, teaching Enigma cryptanalysis to American colleagues in an intensive 2-week course. Later in the war, Heravel moved to the Numenry, a section that used advanced machines like the Colossus computers to break the even tougher Lorenz cipher, massively reducing decryption time. He even headed the Numenry from June to October 1945. After the war, Heravel's career took a different path. Thanks to the Official Secrets Act, he and other Bletchley Park staff were forbidden from speaking about their wartime work, leading to some misunderstandings from folks who thought they hadn't contributed. He went into academia, becoming a prominent figure in the history and philosophy of science at Queen's University Belfast, focusing on intellectual giants like Isaac Newton and Joseph Fourier. He even wrote his own autobiographical account of his wartime work in 2008, aptly titled Heravelismus and the German Military Enigma. One of his former students, the acclaimed actor Simon Callow, only learned of Heravel's extraordinary code-breaking achievements after his death, describing him as a wonderful teacher and a very profound thinker who gave no hint of his wartime heroism. John Heravel passed away on January 18, 2011, at 92 years old. His legacy is cemented with a blue plaque on his former home in Oxford, reading, "John Heravel, mathematician and codebreaker, lived here in 1975 to 2011. As Heravel himself reflected on genius, a man of talent may have a stroke of genius once in a lifetime. And there is no doubt that his pivotal insight at Bletchley Park was just such a stroke of genius, one that, in an indirect yet undeniable way, saved countless lives. So, the next time you hear about World War II, remember John Heravel, the quiet genius who stared down an unbreakable code and found its weakness not in the machine, but in the human operating it. That, ladies and gentlemen, is some next-level thinking. Thank you for watching. Best way to support the channel is like and subscribe. This is Caleb for GG-Deepdive. End of transmission.